I guess the thing I'm most interested in the world, and I feel like the best way to help the world is to accelerate technological progress and try to build cool things that are useful to people. And so when Coinbase went public, I got some liquidity from that, some money, and I was trying to think about, in addition to going and buying a house and some things like that, I was like, all right, what do I want to try to do in the world? Still pretty young. And so I started to look at what are the big challenges on the frontier of science and technology that I could try to put some money towards, right? Like, honestly, I was kind of inspired by Elon, right? He made some money early from PayPal, and he was like, rockets and electric cars, and sometimes it's hard to raise money from venture capitalists for like the really crazy ideas because it's higher risk, right? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like in some ways, if you're a software entrepreneur and you manage to have some success, you almost kind of owe it to society to like put some of that capital back into the frontier, like try to do hard things which are high risk in the world of atoms, not just bits, right? Which would be like software, et cetera. So I remember I reached out to a couple smart friends of mine. We started hosting some dinners, and I would kind of go around the table and ask people like, what are the coolest things on the frontier of technology right now that need more investment and smart people working on it? Some of these scientists and folks that we invited over, they told me, you should go look at this field called epigenetic reprogramming, where you can essentially reprogram the state of a cell. Like if you had a cell that's an older cell, maybe you could restore function that it had when it was younger. We found a couple of the right scientists and people to start this with. I co-founded the company along with Jacob Kimmel, who is a brilliant scientist in this area, and Blake Byers, who had worked in biotech for a decade. Because it wasn't, my background was not in the science piece, but I had capital and I had some experience building companies. And so we decided to kick off this company just a few years ago, and it's had some really exciting initial progress where we've been able to demonstrate for the first time taking human cells and restoring function they had when they were younger.
Wow.
Yeah.